all three nominees moved into presenting after doing very different work.
Our trio include a distinguished poet, a producer turned comedian, and a lecturer and evolutionary scientist. I should add that none of them are professional singers, Aled. Here are the nominations. Dyma'r enwebiadau.
Griff Rhys Jones, A Great Welsh Adventure with Griff Rhys Jones.
Do you know, I don't really care if I don't see a puffin. This is incredible. This is like being in the Galapagos Islands. Gulls just sitting on eggs all around me.
Efo'r Ap Glyn, Pagans and Pilgrims, Britain's holiest places.
In many spiritual traditions, man would go into the wilderness in order to be nearer to God, in order to escape from the normal realm of human beings, in order to contemplate, in order perhaps to gain personal insights. And where better to seek out that kind of spiritual haven than on an island?
Rhys Jones, Rhys Jones's Wildlife Patrol.
This is a desert hairy. They've got quite a nasty sting on them. I'm just keeping an eye because they do like to go for fingers and they do like to use their stinger. If I was stung now, I feel very ill indeed. Quite easily, if you went into anaphylactic shock, this could kill you. There is no question of that.
Ar enillydd yw, the winner is...
Is that right?
Yes, I think it is.
Yes.
Yes. Griff Rhys Jones. Yeah, A Great Welsh Adventure with Griff Rhys Jones.
Hi, sorry, obviously I'm not Griff. But I know he's actually on stage in London tonight, which is why he's not here. But he'll be really, really chuffed by this. Thank you very much.
Congratulations on the award for The Great Welsh Adventure, collecting on behalf of Griff. Can you tell us a little bit about how special it was for him to go on this journey through his own country?
Well, I think it was quite an amazing thing for him, actually. He was born in Cardiff, but moved away at quite an early age. But his parents on both sides are Welsh and Welsh-speaking on I think his father's side, and so he always, and he has a very Welsh name, so he felt very Welsh, but actually didn't feel like he knew his country because he'd been spent most of his life in England. So the idea of coming back and getting to know each place, he felt very much he was a tourist, but a tourist with a kind of innate feeling for the place, really.
It must have been an amazing experience to go on the journey with him. Was there any sort of moments of things that maybe he learnt that he didn't expect or didn't?
Yeah, well, it was strange because out of the series grew a book which he called, which he wrote about his experiences, which he called Insufficiently Welsh, which was kind of very much his feeling about it, that he got to know the country in a very particular way, but always had this feeling of like not being quite Welsh enough kind of thing. And I think there were moments where when he went to certain places and you saw him, not necessarily doing the very, obvious things like the male voice choirs, but there were some kind of quiet moments that he had that were really special.
And can you just talk a little bit about the original idea and how it was developed and where it came from?
It was developed for ITV Network. It was Griff and Joe Clinton-Davis, basically, who were very keen on having some way of showing Wales, but they very much wanted to move away from the idea of it being a tourist place, so actually go under the skin and do a much more kind of semi-journalistic exploration, really, of what Wales meant to people and what it meant to him.
And did Griff have a personal favourite moment from his journey that stands out?
I think he liked very much being on Snowdonia and finding the flower at the end, the Snowdonia lily. Yeah, I think he liked that. He always talks about the zip wire moment, which is obviously the one that's always shown in the clips, which was quite a moment, I think, for him. And deep fried cockles, he's quite fond of those on the Gower. Yeah, so yeah, quite a few moments, good moments.